A promise in the rain. It was a crisp autumn morning when Lily first met Thomas. She had just moved to the small town of Pine Ridge, nestled among the rolling hills of New England. Lily wasn't one to believe in love at first sight, but there was something about Thomas that immediately intrigued her. She had gone to the local cafe, hoping to settle into her new life after the whirlwind of relocating for a new job. As she stepped inside, the warmth of the coffee shop embraced her. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee, combined with the faint sound of soft jazz in the background, made her feel a sense of calm that had been missing for weeks. She ordered her drink and sat by the window, gazing out at the town square. That was when she saw him. Thomas was sitting at a table by the fireplace, his back slightly hunched as he scribbled in a notebook. His messy brown hair and kind, green eyes caught her attention, and for some reason, her heart raced just a little bit faster. But it wasn't just his appearance. There was something about the way he carried himself, an air of quiet intelligence, a depth to his solitude. He was alone, as if lost in thought, and yet his presence felt magnetic. Lily quickly turned her gaze back to her steaming cup, feeling a strange sense of discomfort. She had no idea why she was so flustered. That afternoon, she left the cafe, deciding to explore the town a bit more. Pine Ridge was charming with its cobblestone streets and quaint little shops, each one holding a story. As she wandered down a narrow lane, she noticed a bookstore tucked away on a corner, its weathered sign hanging above the door. She smiled to herself. Books were always a good place to lose herself. As she stepped inside, she was greeted by the soft chime of the doorbell. The smell of old paper and ink filled the air, making her feel like she had stepped into another world. She wandered through the aisles, letting her fingers graze over the spines of books, when she heard a familiar voice. "Is this seat taken?" Lily turned around to find Thomas standing there, holding a cup of coffee. His smile was warm, and there was a twinkle in his eyes. "No, not at all," she replied, feeling her cheeks flush. He sat down beside her, and they began to talk. At first, it was small talk about books, the weather, and the quiet charm of Pine Ridge. But as the minutes passed, their conversation deepened. They found themselves talking about their dreams, their hopes, and their lives before they had come to this little town. Thomas told her that he was a writer, working on a novel, though he was still searching for the right words. Lily found herself drawn to his passion for storytelling. She had always loved to write too, but it had been years since she had pursued that dream. There was something about Thomas' ambition and quiet determination that made her want to rekindle that lost part of herself. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, Lily realized that she didn't want their conversation to end. But she also knew that life had a way of moving forward, regardless of how much we wish to hold on to certain moments. "I should probably get going," she said, standing up reluctantly. Thomas stood with her, and for a moment, they just looked at each other, both feeling the unspoken connection between them. "Will you be around tomorrow?" Thomas asked, his voice gentle. Lily smiled. "I think so. I'll be at the cafe in the morning if you want to join me." "I'll be there," Thomas said, his smile growing wider. The next morning, Lily found herself back at the cafe, just as promised. This time, Thomas was already there, sitting at the same table by the fireplace. When he saw her, his face lit up, and Lily couldn't help but smile in return. There was a certain magic in the way they had clicked, as though they had known each other for years, despite just meeting the day before. Their relationship grew steadily, like the slow turning of the seasons. They spent their days talking, sharing their thoughts, and their nights walking under the stars. They explored the town together, finding new hidden corners of Pine Ridge. Each day felt like a new chapter in a story they were writing together. But it wasn't all perfect. Life, as it often does, threw them challenges. Lily's work required her to travel frequently, and Thomas' book was taking longer to write than he had hoped. There were moments of doubt and frustration, times when they questioned whether they were moving too fast or too slow. But through it all, they always came back to each other. They learned that love wasn't just about the good times, but about being there for one another when things got tough. One rainy evening, as they walked through the town square, Thomas stopped and turned to Lily, his expression serious. "Lily," he said softly, "I don't know what the future holds, but I know that I want you in it. You've made my life brighter in ways I never thought possible. Will you stay with me? Will you be a part of my story?" Lily felt her heart swell with emotion. The rain fell softly around them, but in that moment, it felt like time had stopped. She had never felt more certain about anything in her life. "Yes," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I want that too. I want to be with you forever." Thomas smiled, and in the midst of the rain, they shared their first kiss, a promise that no matter where life took them, they would face it together. From that day forward, their love grew stronger with every passing season. They built a life together, one that was filled with laughter, challenges, and moments of pure joy. They never stopped writing their story, creating new chapters with each day, always knowing that no matter what, their love would endure, just like the town of Pine Ridge, quiet, steady, and full of heart. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments.